What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Steven, hashtag 40 Acre Addicts, and I'm joined by my co-host, Robert Henry. Say what's up, guys.
What's going on?
What's up, Longhorn Nation?
It is Sunday morning, and we are now here celebrating after a huge win over Texas Tech, 70-35. We have not put up that kind of points in DKR since 1978, and that was, I think, 72 to Rice. And all of our lifetimes, none of us have ever seen a scoreboard go up like that at DKR. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, not at DKR. I mean, of course, we got that 73 win over Colorado in the Big 12 championship game, but not in DKR.
Yeah, definitely not DKR. So, how about the number one matchup we were paying attention to yesterday? That was the linebackers versus our running backs. How about that?
There's no comparison.
Go ahead, get.
I said we won.
Oh yeah.
John on the first drive took Schooler out of his shoes, and he was their number one linebacker. Like he let him know right then and there on that juke move. You got to come a little harder than that, buddy.
Yeah.
I like how you put that.
How much, Henry, do you think Brendan's...
He's like your twin brother that is skinnier and faster than you. I do the same thing to him in practice. Yeah, you got to come a little harder than that, buddy.
See, Henry, I was saying, do you think Brendan Schooler was over there laughing to death on the sideline after that play?
I guarantee that's the first thing they talked about at supper that night with your dad. I guarantee the first thing that Colin Schooler said was, "Are you serious?
Are you serious?
That dude is for real." Like,
you have to go against him in practice every day? Like, yes, we do.
Yeah, I still got it on my TV when Bajan shook Schooler twice in the spring game on their first drive. Brendan Schooler. I still got it on my TV. He took him out of the shoes
Brendan
twice.
Schooler at least can say that he ran Bajan down now. Henry?
Huh?
Brendan can say that he actually ran Bajan down. Colin didn't.
Oh yeah, that tackle that Tran was so mad about.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Hey, can we start with the negative real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's start with one of the only negatives. We've had 3 home games out of 4?
Yep.
How many times have you seen more than 12 people in that south end zone?
I saw a tweet on on Twitter talking about somebody tweeted Chris Del Conte and said, why are these seats always empty and blah 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 blah. Well, Chris Del Conte,
they're $1,200.
right, but Chris Del Conte said that whole section is sold out and the people are there at the field, but they're not in the seats, they're down on the field.
Mm-hmm.
That they'd rather stay down on the field. I personally think that I know those seats are pricey, which I understand, but I think they probably need to bump the price down a little bit, and because I think those are more for like, I really think those are more for like Texas X's and stuff, and I feel like that should probably be changed to where it's for the public.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way it looks.
Empty.
I think you should get a hold of CDC and tell him his price is way too high. He needs to cut it.
He need to cut it. Come on, CDC. We got to fill them things up, man. Keep the people in them. Keep them off the field, I guess.
Drop the beers down to $4 too while you're at it. I mean, hell.
Yeah, paying $10 a beer sucks.
Wow.
Yeah, next time I'm seeing.
Yeah, but seriously though, that's the only negative, man. I want to see that thing full with people jumping in it.
You know, something else I've noticed is maybe some of the outside stuff is taking too much attraction off of the stadium itself, because when we were watching the game, we were like into the first quarter, and it showed, the cameraman that was outside the stadium on, Bevo Boulevard or San Jacinto, and everyone's just outside. hanging out still.
Yeah, but
It's like there's a game going on.
Yeah, but some of those people that are outside may not have paid forward tickets, and they're just out there kind of tailgating and being there for
Hanging
Beagle
out.
Boulevard because you do know there is a giant TV out there that they play the game on. So I
That and you got people who are just locals that live so close, and they
Right.
but a 10-minute drive to go over there and hang out for the day and watch it on the big screen.
and I know damn well if I was in Austin, I'd be going there every day.
Yeah.
Even when they're not playing, I just want to go and walk
Yeah.
around for a little while.
Yeah. Definitely get a
Yeah,
restraining order
and
put on it.
I hope to see the stadium at 100% capacity sometime soon.
Yeah, it's at least sometime in this season. I mean, it takes away some of the home field advantage whenever that whole south end zone is empty. You know what I mean? Like, when they get down there in that area, I don't. I mean, I know you can still hear the roar of the rest of the stadium and all, but
It's weird.
that bit
It's
right
weird
there.
that it's not full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be packed, bro. I mean, the next game, it should be packed. 'Cause we just put up 70 at home.
Yeah.
And we did it in 3 quarters. They say all gas, no brakes, but, I mean, that was the case until they took Casey Thompson out.
Yep.
Once you take Casey Thompson out, you're slowing down.
Yeah. Casey Thompson is the definition of all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
Casey Thompson that's 100% fact.
How about this,
all
y'all out
day
there
long.
watching? A statistic we ought to think about. Casey Thompson had the same amount of incompletions as he did touchdowns last night, or yesterday evening. So how about that?
Throwing touchdowns.
Throwing touchdowns.
If you count his rushing touchdowns, he had more touchdowns than he did incompletions. If you count his rushing touchdowns.
And about
That's a fact.
how about this statistic? Can't even talk right. Since the Colorado game, the halftime Colorado game, when Casey Thompson came in, he has had 26 drives. 23 of them went for scores, and I think 2 of them were field goals. The rest, 23 and 21 were touchdowns and 2 field goals. 20 out of 26 drives, he has scored 23 times.
They said last
That's
night
high
that
percentage,
his
y'all.
QBR rating was
250.
252.
Yeah, 252. Yep.
You saw what Texas Tech's quarterback rating was?
252. Dude, no quarterback in Texas history has had this start. None. Colt McCoy didn't have a start like this. Vince Young didn't have a start like this. Granted, they were younger when they started, but
Yeah, and they didn't have a
Casey's
Sam
on
Ellinger to mentor
fire.
him either.
Casey Thompson is on fire.
Casey Thompson's the real deal.
I think
Granted,
Casey,
he's got probably the best running back group in the nation behind him, but still, it takes poise, it takes self-control, it takes a lot of things to run this team, and he's doing it in a way nobody's ever done before.
yeah.
70 points at home
Unheard of.
in the third quarter.
Unheard of.
Shoot.
So I did want to get on a prediction thing, Henry. I want us all to just, off the top of our heads, we can make a more an official list later on in a future video. But off the top of your head, how many total touchdowns does Bijan Robinson get when he wins that Heisman Trophy this year? Which he is going to win the Heisman Trophy, just so everyone watching, y'all know.
Okay.
I mean, they've
had
already told him.
6 in the first 3 games, right?
Huh?
Yes, 6
He had
touchdowns in
6
3
touchdowns
games.
in the first 3 games. He had 3 last night, so that's 9 in 4 games.
And 10 in a season is great.
So we still have 8 games. Wow. 9 plus infinity.
9 plus affinity.
I don't know, man. That's a tough prediction.
That is a tough question, bro.
That's a tough prediction. I mean, because honestly, he could have ran for 300 yards last night if he'd have played, more than 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, when I was watching the Sark post game interview, uh, we had 353, I think, rushing yards and 303 passing yards. That kind of balance is absolutely beautiful. I mean I think it's great that we can do that.
It's absolutely key to winning the Big 12 too.
Yeah, being able to
If you
throw
can
the
do
ball
both
when you
of
want
those
and be able
and have a stout defense.
yeah, be able to throw the ball
And
when
our
you want
special teams,
and
look,
pass the ball or
Jeff
run the ball.
Banks.
Yeah.
Shoot, our special teams, y'all, fuck.
Like
2 block punts.
I know.
Yes.
Like, are they not going to block Keelan Robinson the rest of the season or what? Man clocked 23 miles an hour on the field.
He's too fast, man. He runs right past him.
By the time they're
Man
even able to kind of
alive.
stand up and get a formation, he's already, at least like at their like 7 o'clock, gone, right around.
Are either of y'all looking at the stats?
I haven't looked at him quite yet. I mean,
I got something for you, Henry. And
I want to see
if you-
Jonathan Brooks' stats
I
because he
wanna-
looked awesome.
I want to know.
I'll go look. Hold on.
If you've already went back and watched, like I was telling you last night about Steve Sarkisian somewhere in that game saying that he was putting the gas pedal, all the way down on Texas Tech's throat, and was going to make his team understand that he is fully serious when he's talking about all gas, no brakes. That he's going to make sure they believe in his philosophy.
How many points did we put up in the third?
I'll tell you in just a second.
28? And what else we got to look at and take into account? We put up 70 and missed, 4 deep shots that were touchdowns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We put 21 up in the third, but we did score in the fourth quarter. We only scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and it was a Keelan Robinson run.
That's something I've noticed, Henry, in the last 2 games in the fourth quarter, when we've had these blowout games. Seems like Steve Sarkisian kind of shifts the game vibe in the fourth quarter to, instead of us, all gas, no brakes on this offense and just keep trying to run up the score. He kind of zones in more on PK and that defense and focuses on keeping them from scoring anymore. Because in the fourth quarter of last game.
Hey, but John Robinson didn't have 3 touchdowns this game. He didn't have not one single rushing touchdown.
They were all receiving.
He only had 1 receiving touchdown.
Huh?
Yep.
Raggy?
And Jonathan Brooks had 7 carries for 47 yards.
So are we
John,
crazy?
John had no Russian TDs?
Not one. Roshan Johnson had 2. Keelan Robinson had that 1 in the fourth quarter, and then Casey Thompson's, of course, 1
Okay, my
rushing
excuse,
touchdown.
everybody, before y'all start, putting down on them comments, dogging us right now. I was drinking a lot yesterday. I was very intoxicated, so I'm gonna have to rewatch the game.
By about halftime, this dude couldn't talk. Right?
Yeah. so y'all gonna have to forgive me. Henry, I don't know what your excuse is, buddy.
My excuse is the same thing that Casey Thompson said. We scored so many, I don't know.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know.
How many touchdowns do you have tonight, Casey? He sounds like Coach Sark every time Coach Sark is asking questions. Coach
I
Sark
love that.
It's so awesome. I really don't know.
Now that you say that, Shark really does kind of do that every time he's asked a really personal question. He's when we get there.
Oh, and I was wrong about the rushing yards. It's 333 or 336 rushing yards we put up.
Ooh.
But let's go kind of to a negative side on the defense.
Uh-oh.
We almost gave up 400 yards passing.
Ooh, but that was expected.
But almost 200 of those were on 3 plays.
I know. The deep balls that I'm pretty sure there was a 75-yard touchdown pass. At one
It's
point.
completely opposite of everything else because our defense was just tired because our offense was scoring so much and so fast. Instead of not being able to get off the field, because the offense sucked against Arkansas, we just stayed on the field because we're so good. That's fucking amazing to see.
So, defensive players, I already know who you got, Henry. Who's your MVP for the day?
On defense?
Yes, I already know. Come on, go ahead and say it.
Josh Thompson, baby.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, I'm staring at his gloves and his headband right now.
Just so y'all
Josh
out there know,
Thompson.
he does sleep with that headband every night.
Man.
But yeah, I absolutely agree. I think out of all of our DBs, he definitely showed out. I was a little disappointed on Deshaun Jameson.
He got beat twice.
Got beat twice, and which it wasn't a big deal because it went out of bounds, pretty immediately. And there was a Texas player who was closest to the bounce, but he muffed that return. And I understand how it did. It's just one of those times that just hits your hands a little off and just pops right out. But still, you're the number 1 returner in the nation. You're a return away from tying Jordan Shipley for the most returns in Texas history. And 2, you're beating him, and you're the new leader. So can't have mistakes like that. Luckily, we were already in a comfortable position at that point anyway, so it didn't matter that much. But still.
Another reason he can't do that is because Xavier Worthy is in the shadows waiting to take that spot.
Keelan Robinson is in the shadows waiting too, because return is all about speed and ball carrying vision. That's all that really boils down to: speed and ball carrying vision. If you can see where the holes are fitting to open up at, all you gotta do is be fast enough to get to them before everyone else.
Xavier Worthy had 5 receptions, 100 yards,
and 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
That's where we were getting it mixed up. Xavier Worthy got the 3 TDs. Xavier Worthy went off, and I think it's funny because last week after the game, he was talking to Orange Bloods, and they asked him, they're like, "Man, you had a great game, blah blah." He's like, I call that a normal game. That wasn't great. That was just just a normal game." He's like, "Y'all have yet to see what is great." And it looks like we're starting to see a little bit of what Xavier Worthy's really about. I mean, he's a true freshman. He's our leading receiver.
Just wait till we start hitting those long balls, bro. Just wait till we start hitting those, and our drives are like 3 plays.
And we're Ohio
like
Stating it.
2 good runs to Bijan, and then boom, Xavier Worthy down deep. Over. Come on, defense. I know you're tired, but you got to go back out there.
Let's throw a little shout out there for Brockemeyer too.
No matter
Oh, yeah.
who you put in the backfield, they're going to score. I'm sorry.
Hey, Henry.
Let's shout out to Brockemeyer too. That interception and the way that man played ball last night. Yesterday.
Himself, period. It's just, the look in his eyes is serious. His eyes are big, brown, and
Big
man,
brown.
he just looks at you like, okay, I'm listening, sir.
Yeah.
I can totally picture him being a coach one day.
I love how he rocks the old school neck brace too. I mean, you hardly ever see that anymore.
Yeah. I love his play, man. From a walk-on to a starter, there's no better story than that. I don't know why LHN hasn't singled him out yet and done a story on him.
No crap, man. Especially since he's a Brockemeyer.
And
Robert.
while we're talking about him, let's go ahead and transfer his brothers in now that we're on top of the world over here.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Well,
Come on, Coach.
we just got to make sure Alabama falls off their pedestal first, because until then,
No, we don't, because they're legacies. They'll be treated as legacies here. There's nothing to Alabama. They're legacies here.
Some kids don't care
they gotta
about
come
that.
home. They got to.
I hope. I really do.
Man, in this day and age with that transfer portal like it is, shoot.
Our line would be so
Come on back.
solidified.
Shoot, we're ready for you.
Yeah, can't you transfer still during the midseason?
You can put your name in the transfer portal.
And at the end of the
I'm
season,
a
we'll be
sorry.
out of there.
I don't know. I don't know all the rules on that like very well.
I know you can put your name in the transfer portal in the season during the season, but you can't. I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think you can transfer until after the season's over during the off season.
Something we might have to look into. For real. I don't know about it. Not disagreeing, I just don't know anything about it. When it's season time, not a clue. Yeah, freaking. I think Foster had a nice little hit on that one drive. You already know I'm paying attention to Foster. You texted me like immediately after that hit.
BJ played a great game, I think.
Yeah.
As always.
There was one that he had a missed tackle when their quarterback scrambled it in for a touchdown, but he was at an awkward angle, and I really couldn't blame him. All he could do was stretch out, hope he could grab some shoelaces or something, and he just didn't.
BJ's going to do great things in the NFL.
Yeah. Him, Thompson, Jameson. Jameson, I just see being a fucking special team threat, especially when he gets to the NFL, because he's still a little undersized, and he might have trouble keeping up with NFL receivers.
14 of those 35 points were on Jameson.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, if you take those two off, and PK's got his 20 points that he wants, 21.
Yeah.
But we're just going to have to shut somebody else out to drop that 35 to 17 and a half.
Hopefully it'll be Oklahoma. The way Oklahoma been playing.
I know, man. They're not playing.
I haven't heard.
To the way that R.J. Young said they were going to play. He said this is the number one team in the country. They're going to whoop Alabama this year. They're going to do this. And
I don't like it so far.
Everybody saw the score last night, 16-13. They won on the last-minute field goal.
Yeah, you know what I heard on Spencer Rattler. I don't remember what it was. College Game Day of ESPN, whatever it was, First Take. But they were basically saying that no, it was Game Day. It was Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard said himself. He said that he thinks that Spencer Rattler is one of those 5-star quarterbacks coming out of high school who has the great arm talent and is, super badass. But he's not that superstar. He's not that one that's just gonna, you know what I mean? He's
the it factor.
The it factor, the X factor. He's not that guy. He doesn't have it.
Not Casey Thompson.
He's not Casey Thompson. Yeah. He doesn't have the ability to just take over a whole game.
Just do touchdown.
I'll tell you.
Don't worry about it, Dicker. I got you.
I'm sorry, Hudson Card, but if Casey Thompson started in Arkansas, we would be undefeated right now.
I honestly believe that.
I want to believe it, but I mean,
he walked down and scored 2 touchdowns on him as soon as he got in the game.
Yeah.
As soon as he got in the game. So if he would have started that game and done that, that crowd would not have been in it. You know what I mean? Not as loud as they were. It would have been a different game.
Yeah, and with 2 blowouts, we've already made up for that loss, especially it being non-conference. I mean, it affects us absolutely none. We still can get in the playoffs. We still can get the conference championship. We could still, 1 in a million shots this season, but still win a natty, national championship. It's still there. This loss means nothing. But we just got to take it, week by week and just
keep doing what we're doing.
Keep doing what we're doing. Because right now, whatever he's doing in that locker room is working. And I think he has this team now, after this win, fully believing in all gas, no brakes. They know that if they do it the way he says to do it, it's going to work. and we're gonna win.
And not only is it gonna work, but it's gonna be super fun.
Super fun.
Super fun. You're gonna have fun like you've never had fun before.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. The schemes were there yesterday. Our coaches out-coached them. Our players outplayed them. Our fans out-screamed them. Like, everything was there.
It was a beautiful game.
It was. It's something that we haven't seen before, and it's exciting. It feels good. Honestly, it feels like the 2009 start of the season, the 2005 start of the season.
Yeah.
It just feels that special. I mean, Arkansas just beat the number 7 team in the country.
And are being talked into being put into the top 10 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talks about them being in the top 10 tomorrow.
I mean, Barry Odom's defense is for real. Like I said, they put Bajan to 4 yards to carry, and that's saying something.
Yeah. Because Bajan would do it with or without a line. That man literally just, I mean, how about that spin move to break that tackle yesterday going up the middle? Like, that man, he's impossible to tackle. It takes several people to get him down. Like, I think it was, I might not have been calling score. Somebody came in and they had the perfect form, the perfect tackle. It was flawless. And as soon as he hit him, it just made forced Bajan into a spin move, and he just kept running. And that guy
was the fastest spin move I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's like the force of the hit.
How was he not dizzy after that?
Yeah, perfect balance. Still running a straight line. I bet you.
Perfect.
I bet you he would never get pulled over and arrested for DWI. Sir, you drinking? Oh, I ain't been drinking. Oh, watch. I walked a straight line, nigga, drunk as shit. Sitting there walking it perfectly.
Yeah, that kid is something else.
Yeah.
Thanks,
great.
Coach Herman.
I love it.
I said it yesterday and during the game. He's a man among boys out on the field.
Absolutely.
Dude, he's not even getting 20 carries a game. What did he get last night? 13?
I think
so, yeah.
That's all he needed. They put that bubble wrap back on him. Put him on the sideline.
Like, are you kidding me? This kid, they said in the trivia question, he was one of the three running back, one of the 3 fastest offensive players to reach 1,000 yards.
It was Vince Young, Jamal Charles, and him. And him and Jamal Charles were at the same amount of carries before hitting 1,000 yards.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you put up 9, 10, 11 yards of carry.
You know, I haven't done the math, but I think we've almost put up 200 points in 4 games. And that's with a loss. And we're not playing. We're only playing.
I'm fixing to go look.
So I know 128 in just the last 2. So, yeah, another 20 to that. 148. And then what did we score in the first game?
38.
40. It was 42 to 21.
No, it was 38 to 18.
38 to 18.
We put up 100. We put up 187 points.
87.
13 points shy of 200 with a loss.
And we've only got 93 points against us total.
That's good. We're more than doubling our opponents.
And Bajan is being showcased, but not overused or underused.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
As soon as the second Shark realizes that he doesn't need him on the field anymore, he bubble wraps him up and puts him back on the sideline. Sends out Roshan and Keelan there for the rest of the game. Does
and
not
Jonathan
overuse
Brooks,
him.
Mr. Texas football, like that kid is amazing.
Even Gabe did a little something in the Rice game.
When he gets in the game, he does what he can to show out, to earn his place, and I love it, man. That dude.
Jonathan Brooks?
Yeah, for being 18 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, I was glad. I was glad to see him come in and be able to run the ball so efficiently like that.
The future looks bright, fellas.
Yeah, I love how Xavier Worthy even said himself, man, he's going to start telling, his message to recruits out there is you come to Texas, if you're good, you're going to play. Doesn't matter what year you are. If you're good, you're playing as soon as you get here. Xavier Worthy's the perfect example. Brooks is the perfect example. If you're good, you're going to play. He's going to find a way to get you on the field and get the ball in your hands. And like you put on yesterday, when Shark has a decent running game going, there's no stopping his offensive passing game. He said it himself. It's all he needs going for him is just a little bit going in the running game, and his offense is just going to launch off.
Seriously.
Yeah. And what happened? We weren't able to run the ball like we normally do. We lost. Our offense didn't do nothing because we had the wrong quarterback who didn't have the right mojo in there. And I tell you what, Casey Thompson, he's got all the mojo. Casey Thompson, he's got all the juice down in Austin. He's drinking that juice on a daily. He's spreading it out with players.
He wants all the smoke.
He wants it all.
I don't know what's going on, but that kid has an allergy to the end zone, and he has to. That's his only medicine. Is the end zone, end zone, end zone.
It's like
amazing.
Can't breathe. Gotta get that end zone, coach.
I think the only time we're really going to have a close game is going to be I don't know what team, because somebody might do it, but it's going to have to be a shootout. It's going to be when our defense doesn't show up. But obviously Casey's going to show up every game. Obviously, the only way we're going to have a close game this year is in a shootout.
If we play this way every game of the rest of the season, I don't fear anybody.
No.
Zero, zips, nobody. I'm not even 11-1.
I'm not even worried if we happen to get into the playoffs and our first game is against Bama. I'm not saying that we're gonna stomp them, but we have a chance to win. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not worried about a single program in the FBS division.
I honestly, I want to be the first team, like we've talked about forever, to have the first assistant beat Saban. And it'd be happening next year, because even if we don't happen to go in the SEC by next year, we still play Bama in a non-conference game next year. I don't remember if the first one is home or away, but I know we play them next year. I think the first one is at their stadium.
Well, it'd even be better to beat them at their home.
You got the phone? Pop it up real quick. Ain't nothing but the facts. That's what we do. Hopefully it'll be irrelevant and we're just there already. I'm ready to lead the Big 12. I'm ready for the SEC. They already made that clowning SEC short video on us. Yeah, we'll see.
These next 2 weeks are really the show and tells.
Yeah.
TCU, Gary Patterson, and Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley. We get through those two, and if we play like we did tonight, there's no
yeah, I'm not even worried about Iowa State anymore. Iowa State to me is just completely irrelevant.
They lost to Baylor.
Yeah. Baylor's undefeated too, so that's someone you now have to watch out for.
You can't knock Baylor either, because even in there was a non-conference game that they had. It was a nobody, but they did basically what we did to Rice. They blew them out. I don't know that. I think the other team may have scored a little bit, but they put up like 60-something points. They're Baylor's here this year for sure, but I'm not worried about them like that.
How about we go sit in the grass at that game?
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, me and Henry looked it up. That's the cheapest seats are the grass. To sit in the grass at that end zone. Yeah, was it like fucking $10, $15, I think.
It actually doesn't say. It just shows what game and what time. It says Saturday Saturday, September 10th of next year, but it doesn't say where, if it's home or at. I mean, these do. So actually, well, see, the Baylor doesn't. Iowa State don't. This one says at and versus. I don't know. I think next year. Yeah, let's look at this real quick. Okay, no,
Yeah, we got 'em
next
home.
season we got them at home. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause their stadium isn't pretty anyway.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Bama gets to come to DKR next year, September 10th. That's a game we should buy tickets for now.
Okay. I want to get some more games in this season. That that one just wasn't enough. It was like a teaser for me. We are 40-acre addicts. This is an addiction. We cannot stop. It's Texas all day. Time to wake up and time to go to bed. But yeah. So I think senior night is already planned, and then our next plans is to try to make it to a bowl game, conference championship game, or possibly playoff if we make it that far. So we're gonna try. Do our best to get to one of them. Support our horns and be there live like always. Yeah. Any last topics you want to touch on, Gat?
Yes. I want to give a shout out to the Longhorn football team for exciting us like this once again.
Yeah.
Thank you to the entire team, offense, defense, special teams, coaches,
Waterboy,
everybody. Thank you.
Cowboy.
Thank you. Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
Finally.
I love it.
Hook 'em.
We did really good. We showed out a lot. I think we did.
Yeah, and we still got Jacoby Jones' gloves ready to give out.
Yeah, if y'all are still watching right now, 1,000 subscribers, one of y'all can win Jacoby Jones' game day glove. Gloves, because we have two. The other is in San Angelo with Henry. Those will be, I guess you would say, raffled out, right? We do like a raffle.
Yeah, we'll do a drawing and
Something like that. Something, yeah. But, yeah, Sunday morning, we're all tired. I still got to drive down to Madisonville, take my kids home. So we're gonna go ahead and end this. If y'all are out there, remember to subscribe, hit that like button, ring the notification bell. You'll get notified anytime a new video drops. From all of us here at hashtag 40-acre addicts, we love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all support, and like always, hook 'em.
Welcome.
hook 'em.